The man you just saw, Katsina Governor-elect Dikko Radda, joins us now, right in the studio. Welcome, Mr. Governor. He has chosen not to be addressed as His Excellency.
Thank you so very much for having me.
What has really informed that, I mean, with the Noval Reach and those who are really part drunk in Nigeria, they want all those epaulets, to be attached to their name.
So why don't you want to be referred to as His Excellency?
I don't want that thing to get into my head. I just want to be a normal person. I don't want all these things to get into me. And I think that was the major reason why you see some people become so arrogant in discharging their responsibility. But this is a mandate given to us by the people, and we shouldn't be intimidating the people. Rather, we should face them and then do the right thing for their development.
Fantastic. I mean, and you actually came in here, just you and maybe one other person. And one wonders if, when you're sworn in as governor, are things going to remain that way? Are you going to be as simple as you seem to be now?
Honestly, whoever knows me right back, he knows that I don't like pampering. I don't like crowd. I always like to walk in simply in any place and then do my thing as a normal person and leave.
I want to look at, it tempers the nomenclature of Nigeria's late president and one-time governor of Katsina State, Yaradua. You have the same, philosophy. Are you going to do the town hall, the American political, winning strategy where you take development to the people and the people see it?
I know I must pray to him whenever his name is mentioned, because he mentored me. He taught me all those things. He bring me into the limelight of the politics. He was the first person to appoint me as the caretaker committee of a local government, and that was how I came into limelight of political space in the state and in the country, and I think I must be grateful to him. And I've learned a lot of things from him. If you have problems when he was alive, when you present any problem to him, he throw out solution to you. And he was so humble. I've never seen a leader who was as humble as himself. I've never seen a leader who has what it takes to make development easy and reach to the people. I've never seen a leader who believes in rules of law, who always abide by the rules and regulations. I think he and President Muhammadu Buhari, they so much believe in rules of law. And I believe that I've learned a lot of things from him. And if I've not done something similar to what he has taught me, I think it's a betrayal.
Absolutely, and very well said. Let's talk about your plan now that you're governor-elect and you'll be sworn in come May 29 this year. You said you're going to hit the ground running, and your focus, like you pointed out in that report, you're going to tackle the challenge of insecurity. How are you going to be able to do that? Because the apparatus of providing, ensuring security is really not in your hands. You're chief security officer on paper, but in actuality, directives are taken from the center. How are you going to, work that out?
Yes, I've heard that from so many quarters, and I read it, and I'm quite aware of that. Police and the army are being controlled at the center. But as a governor of a state, you can't fold their arm and the people will be slaughtering your people, and you just watch because the police and the army are not in your control. What I intend to do if I'm sworn into office is to involve the locals. And what we intend to do is, when you want to recruit police or army, you will see a lot of young men, energetic and able, who wants to join. But unfortunately, maybe they are recruiting 10, 100 or 150. But you will see thousands of them. And these people remain in their localities. We push out those people who have what it takes to join police or army. And these people, we train them, we give them all the necessary equipment they may need it, and then join them with the conventional security so that they protect their fathers, their mothers, and their children. Because you will not expect a person who is in that community to connive with anybody to molest his family or to do anything harmful to their family. So we feel that we should equip them, train them, and get them on board, so that they join the conventional security apparatus. And that was the only way you can get it, because you gather intelligence from the local, The locals have so much information that you may not imagine. And when those people are on ground, with a little touch on the security and the use of technology, as I mentioned earlier, as I'm speaking to you today, we have developed an app that will help in tackling the insecurity in so many. I don't want to say much about it because it's an insecurity issue, but I'm telling you, we must tackle the insecurity. I was a victim of banditry. My blood brother, same father, same mother, was killed in his own house by this bandit. And my blood brother, same father, same mother, was also kidnapped. I had to pay money to get his freedom. So I think this thing is deep inside me. I have it in me. I have the passion to fight this. And that was the reason why during my campaign I had to go around the 361 wards. Even roads that were closed officially, we followed those roads. Villages that cannot be entered by even the security men were able to penetrate and go there to see, to have first-hand information on what is happening to those people. And mark you will have to provide leadership. As a governor of a state, you need to provide leadership. You have to lead so that you can build a moral authority on your followers. They can follow you because they have seen that you have them at heart. If you look at what happened in Borno State, because of provision of leadership by Governor Slim, there are so many issues that were resolved of this insecurity in Borno State. It has increased drastically, and I think we want to deploy all these measures and provide leadership so that we can reduce as much as possible the issue of insecurity in our state.
Great. That's a very key challenge that you're already tackling headlong even before being sworn in and the rest haven't developed an app. But there are other key challenges in the state, you know. It's an agrarian state where agriculture could really be number one. You have poor IGR, underutilization of the dams. Some of the very big dams in the country are located in Katsina State. Your poor IGR, dependence on federal allocation. How are you going to do to, you know?
I'm quite aware of those challenges, and I want to also try to see how I can increase the IGR of my state. I want to see before the end of my tenure if I could be able to pay salaries and every other thing with my IGR. So that because now that you have to collect fund allocation from the federal to pay salaries and other obligations before you even do a capital project or what have you, if we can be able to relieve that aspect of salary payment from IGR, we will have more money to develop the state. And I think we will need to do that. We have to put our hands, we are reviewing the law. Even now I have even contracted some lawyers that are looking at the bill in the IGR sector so that they can develop a bill before our swearing in. Immediately when I'm sworn in, I will throw it to the State Assembly so that we can have the law and kickstart the process. And again, you spoke about agriculture. My PhD is on agriculture. So I know what it takes to develop agriculture in the state. And I knew some of the governments that we used to have, they always concentrate on provision of fertilizer as the only means of developing agriculture in their state. It's much beyond that, because you need to look at the operations. How do we operate? How do we conduct? How do we cultivate? What kind of land? What kind of plant? What variety do you need to put in place so that you can have more production? Because we have a problem of land tenure. The only thing to tackle that problem of land tenure is to improve production on that small land that you have. How do you improve that? By best practices in agriculture. I want to provide extension services so that they can teach farmers how to do it. They can introduce new technologies, new varieties, new insecticides, new seeds that can be able to grow more and produce more so that they will improve in their income. And when they improve on their income, they are improving on their lively and standard of living. Fantastic. And that is what we want to achieve. You're
almost tempting us to move to Katsina State already. I mean, with this amazing plans. You are quoted as saying there's a very serious need to reform the civil service. Without that, really, there's hardly anything you can achieve in government. How are you going to, start the reforms?
I was a local government chairman. I know how our public service performs. I was the chief of staff to the governor. I know how the civil service was done, how the services are being done. So what I intend to do, for you to achieve any policy, you must have a very sound, knowledgeable and skillful public service. And it is only the bridge that you will ride to success. So for me to achieve that, I need to retrain and retrain. I need to interview. I need to place public servants where they deserve to be. I need also to promote civil servants without fear and favor. I need also to discipline civil servants if the need be, without fear and favor. I don't like a situation where because you know a commissioner, or because you know the first lady, or because you know our in-law, that you can influence their posting to any place. I will post people based on merit, based on your capability, based on your skills, so that we can maximize the benefit of the service to the generality of the people of Katsina State.
Just very quickly before we let Dr. Dikko Radda leave, in 100 days, what do you want to achieve?
My 100 days, you know, that is where the politicians miss the road. They promise hell, and it ends up nothing. What I will try to do in the first 100 days is to lay a solid foundation for the successful tenure of my regime.
Fantastic. It would be nice to know what that foundation would look like, but unfortunately we're done with this conversation. I will look forward to more conversations with you, especially after the first 1 or 2 years. All right, Dikko Radda is the governor-elect Katsina State.
Don't forget to add PhD.
PhD. Thank you so much for
joining us. Time for a short break, and
right.
We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.